Louise loved ballet. The studio was her haven. Every time she stepped into the studio, she felt a sense of peace and belonging. The mirrors reflected not just her movements, but her passion and dedication. The wooden floors, worn from countless hours of practice, seemed to whisper encouragement with every step she took. Sunlight streamed through tall windows. It painted the wooden floor golden. The light danced along with her, creating a mesmerizing interplay of shadows and highlights. It was as if the sun itself was a part of her performance, casting a warm, golden glow that made every movement feel ethereal and otherworldly.
Twirling, each step was a whisper of joy. The twirl of her body, the grace of her arms, the precision of her feet, all of it came together in a symphony of movement. She felt the joy of dance in every fiber of her being, a joy that radiated from her and filled the room.
Her pink tutu bloomed around her. The music swelled, the fabric flowed with her movements, creating a beautiful, almost hypnotic effect. The music, a delicate yet powerful melody, seemed to lift her off the ground, making her feel as if she were floating on air. Each note resonated with her soul, guiding her through the dance. Louise closed her eyes. She imagined herself on a grand stage. The lights, the applause, it filled her with warmth. In her mind, she could see the audience, their faces lit with admiration and awe. The stage lights shone brightly, illuminating her every move, making her feel like the star she always dreamed of being. The applause was a symphony of approval, a testament to her hard work and dedication. For Louise, ballet was more than a dance. It was magic. It was a way to express herself, to tell a story without words. Each performance was a journey, a magical experience that transported her to another world. The joy, the passion, the magic of ballet, it was all she ever needed to feel complete. Night came. The sky, once a canvas of vibrant hues, now transformed into a deep, inky blackness, dotted with distant stars that seemed to whisper secrets of the universe. The world below was cloaked in a blanket of darkness, a stark contrast to the day's warmth and light. The shadows in Louise's room grew long and eerie. They stretched and twisted, taking on forms that seemed almost alive. The familiar corners of her room now harbored unknown shapes, each one more menacing than the last. The once comforting space had turned into a realm of uncertainty and fear. Gone was the warmth of the sunlit studio. The vibrant colors and the gentle hum of creativity had been replaced by a cold, oppressive silence. The room, once filled with life and inspiration, now felt like a distant memory, swallowed by the encroaching darkness. In its place, a creeping fear. It started small, like a whisper at the back of her mind, but it grew steadily, feeding off the shadows that danced on the walls. The fear was palpable, a living entity that seemed to breathe and grow with each passing second, a flicker at the edge of her vision. It was subtle at first, a mere trick of the light, but it persisted. The flicker became a constant presence, a reminder that she was not alone in the darkness. It was as if the shadows themselves were watching her, waiting for the right moment to reveal their true nature.
Ominously, then a shape began to form. It was indistinct at first, a mere blur in the periphery of her vision, but it slowly took on a more defined form. The shape was dark and foreboding, an entity that seemed to defy the very fabric of reality. It writhed and pulsed in the darkness. The shape moved with a life of its own, undulating and shifting as if it were made of liquid shadow. It was both mesmerizing and terrifying, a sight that held her captive in its dark embrace. Growing larger with each passing moment, the shadow expanded, consuming the light and space around it. It was an unstoppable force, a dark tide that threatened to engulf everything in its path. The room seemed to shrink in its presence, the walls closing in as the shadow grew. This was no ordinary shadow, this was something sinister. It exuded a malevolent energy, a darkness that went beyond the absence of light. It was a presence, an entity that seemed to have a will and purpose of its own. The air grew thick with its oppressive weight, making it hard to breathe. Something that sent shivers down Louise's spine. Her heart pounded in her chest, each beat echoing in the silence of the room. She could feel the cold sweat on her skin, the hairs on the back of her neck standing on end. The fear was overwhelming, a primal response to the unknown terror that lurked in the shadows.
Whispering Casey.
Her older sister Casey always knew what to do. Casey, with her bright smile and even brighter eyes, she was Louise's rock, her protector.
rushing to Louise's side, whispering, "It's okay, Lou, it's just a bad dream."
But deep down, Casey felt a chill. The room felt different, colder. The shadow returned each night, growing bolder, more menacing. It whispered Louise's name.
Raspy whisper. Louise.
Its voice, a raspy whisper, sent shivers down her spine. Louise's sleep became plagued with nightmares. She stopped dancing. The joy that once filled her was gone, replaced by a constant fear. Louise felt small and alone, trapped by the shadow's growing power. One day, while looking through their grandmother's old things, they found a book.
A book filled with stories of magic and courage.
And a special dance.
A dance that could banish shadows.
We can fight it!
Hope flickered in Louise's heart. She looked at Casey, her eyes shining with newfound determination.
Together.
Night came. The shadow loomed larger than ever. It lunged. Its cold darkness threatened to consume them. It was time. The music started. It swirled around them, filling the room with light and energy. Louise began to dance. Each movement was filled with defiance. With hope, Casey joined her, their movements synchronized. A whirlwind of courage against the encroaching darkness. The shadow writhed. It recoiled from the light of their dance. The room pulsed with energy. The girls' movements grew stronger, faster. The music reached a crescendo. Louise and Casey spun. Their combined energy erupted, banishing the shadow back into the darkness from whence it came. And so the shadow was defeated and the light of their courage shone brightly. Silence. The room was bathed in the soft glow of dawn. The shadow was gone. Louise and Casey collapsed, breathless but triumphant. They had faced their fear, and together they had won.
We did it, Casey. We really did it.
Louise looked at Casey, her eyes filled with gratitude. They had discovered a strength they never knew they possessed, a strength born of love and sisterhood. The sun streamed through the studio windows. Louise began to dance. This time there was no fear, only joy. The memory of the shadow had not vanished, but it no longer held power over her.
This is for the light, for courage, for love.
She danced for the light, for courage, for the love that had seen her through the darkness. Sometimes in the quiet moments, Louise would remember the shadow, a flicker of fear, a whisper of doubt, but it was just a whisper.
As long as I have Casey, as long as I have my dance, I can face anything.
She knew that as long as she had Casey, as long as she had her dance, she could face anything. Louise and Casey continued to dance. Together, they were unstoppable. Their movements were a symphony of grace and power, each step a testament to their dedication and passion. The audience watched in awe, captivated by the seamless harmony between the two dancers. It was as if they were born to dance together, their souls intertwined in a beautiful ballet of life. They filled their world with light and laughter. Every performance was a celebration, a moment to cherish with friends and loved ones. The camaraderie among the dancers was palpable, a bond forged through countless hours of practice and shared dreams. They supported each other, lifted each other up, and celebrated each other's successes. It was a community built on trust, respect, and a shared love for the art of dance. The shadow was a distant memory. It had once loomed large, casting a pall over their lives, but now it was nothing more than a faint echo of the past. Louise and Casey had faced their fears, confronted their doubts, and emerged stronger for it. They had learned to embrace the light, to find joy in the present moment, and to let go of the shadows that had once held them back. A reminder that even in the darkest nights, courage can bloom. Just as a flower finds its way to the light, so too had Louise and Casey found their way through the darkness. Their journey had not been easy, but it had been worth it. They had discovered a resilience within themselves that they never knew existed, a strength that had carried them through the toughest of times.
Look at us, Casey. We're dancing in the light. We've come so far, overcome so much. Every step we take is a testament to our journey, to the battles we've fought and the victories we've won. We're not just dancing. We're living, breathing proof that dreams can come true.
We are, Louise. We're unstoppable. Together, we've created something beautiful, something that transcends the stage. Our dance is a reflection of our hearts, our souls, and the unbreakable bond we share. It's a testament to the power of friendship, of perseverance, and of never giving up on our dreams.
And sometimes, when the music swelled, Louise could almost swear she saw a flicker of the shadow. It was a reminder of where they had been, of the challenges they had faced. But it no longer held any power over her. Instead, it served as a testament to her strength, a symbol of how far she had come, not with fear, but with a strange sort of gratitude. For the shadow had been a part of her journey, a catalyst for her growth. It had pushed her to dig deep, to find the strength within herself, and to rise above the challenges. It had taught her valuable lessons that she carried with her every day, for it had led her to discover the strength within herself, the strength to keep going, to keep dancing, even when the odds were against her. It had shown her that she was capable of more than she ever imagined, that she had a well of resilience and determination that could see her through any challenge, the strength of a dancer, the strength to express herself through movement, to tell a story with every step, every leap, every turn. It was a strength that came from within, a strength that was uniquely hers, and it was a strength that she would carry with her for the rest of her life, the strength of a sister, the strength of Louise. She had found her place in the world, a place where she could shine, where she could be herself. And she knew that no matter what challenges lay ahead, she had the strength to face them, because she was a dancer, a sister, and a force to be reckoned with.